make sure there is no one, but ain't one left. Germans left, so I had to go out on guard duty. And then from there, we just, there a short time, we move on. So we've got another attack to make.
Where were you when the war ended?
What?
Where were you when the war ended?
I was in Sessions, Germany. So we had been down from these other concentration battles and all that stuff. We got, well, sometimes you have to do what you don't want to do. But anyhow, we get down here and the infantry and everybody's there. You're waiting for your next assignment and all that stuff. So we got this place that where we had the German army surrounded, and we had to take all of our units surround, keep moving in, and we go 10 miles a day. We stop for the day and wait till the guy on the other side of us and this side of us catch up to keep the gap closed. So when my task force went for 16 days in a row, day and night, closing that gap. So when we got to the place where the gap was getting to where was in our own artillery range, from around the surrounds, from here to here, you only get in your own artillery. So that company commander, he says, I'm going to give you guys a break. We'll give you a 24-hour break. About 4 o'clock in the afternoon, so we'll take you back, 5 miles back to the CP, that's where the command post and all your other personnel is. That takes care of everything. And the kitchen is there. So we get back there that night, and we got to get a hot meal out of the kitchen. First one in 3 months.
Wow.
So next morning, I get to sleep all night without getting up, without going on patrol or digging a foxhole and waiting. So I said, well, boy, this is all right. So the next morning, I get a hot breakfast out of the kitchen.
All right.
I said, man, this is all right. So, well, about 11 o'clock that morning, word come down the line. We're supposed to go back on the line at 4 o'clock. Word come down the line, the German army had surrendered. I reached down and pinched myself. I said, is this true? Am I still here? You mean I'm in one piece and I get to go home? That was May 7th, 1945. The war ended officially May 8th, 1945. So that was at Sessions, Germany. How you remember all these things? The reason I remember them, I was there. So there, of course, the war is over. You got to start sending people home. Of course, all the other people get to go ahead of me. I'm on the tail end. About, I think it was December. I get to head for Le Havre, France, to catch a ship for the USA.
What was it like coming back home? What was it like for you?
It's hard to believe.
Yeah.
It's is it over?
Did you ever think you'd see the States again?
Well, I wasn't sure, but I thought I would. But I can remember my mom, the day I left from the service, she said, "I'll never see you again." And so she got me kind of upset, and I said, "Mom, if anybody comes back, I'll be one of them." So that settled that. Yeah. But
Did you go straight back to Kentucky, like right away when you came back home?
yeah, like I said, it's hard to believe that you're a free man. So I had, when I came home, I never went outside the house for the first week. So I said, man, I still having trouble believing that it was true.
Yeah.
So,
I bet
but
your
it-
family was really excited
Yeah.
to see you coming back home.
but it was, and then on our way home from Oversea, we caught the ship there in Le Havre, France, heading for New York on a USS Webster. So we crossed the Atlantic Ocean and out ways. Took 14 days to get home from Le Havre to New York. And on the way in, it's night time. I get to go up on the deck and I look out there, and all of a sudden I see a light way over there. I said, "That ain't on no ship. That's on land, and we're getting close." So the further we went, the brighter the lights and more of them. So the ship goes on up to come around. It makes a right turn here. It comes into way up high, great big sign, way up high, all lit up with a spotlight on it, says, "Welcome home." We go by that one. Ship makes a left turn into New York Harbor. Way up high on the left side, way up high, lit up, was a Statue of Liberty.
Bet you were glad to see that.
Said, well, there's been a lot of combat guys went by these two signs that never shed a tear in combat. And when you go by these two signs, it does something down here behind that fifth grill.
What kind of life lessons do you feel like you've learned from being your military service and things?
Well, the first thing you learn is how to respect others. You do what you're told, and there's no questions asked. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. That's it. There's no in between. And that's the type of person that I am. I like for everything to be on the up and up, and no in between. That's one of the things that you do some stupid things you think at the time, but it's for a purpose. It's to teach you that you do what you're told, you obey, and you respect your elders, your officers, and non-coms ahead of you.
What kind of message would you like to leave for this generation? What would you like to say to them? Like to my generation, what would you like to tell us?
Well, here is one thing I'd like for all of you to remember. And you ever see the American flag waving? Anywhere and everywhere? The next time you look out the window or go uptown, downtown, or wherever, and you see the American flag waving, you know what that means? To me and everybody else like you and all the others, it means freedom. You can't buy it. That flag was paid for through the lives of thousands of service people, 1,000 wounded, 1,000 prisoners. That's the price of that flag. Remember that if you don't remember nothing else. It means freedom. You have the freedom to go and do and say what you think and attend the church of your choice with no one bothering you, right? So the next time you look around about you and see the things that you have and enjoy, think of it. All we want is a plain, simple thank you and a little respect.
That's a good message. And I see you have a lot of medals over here. Could you explain them to me, like what they're for and where you got them from or how you got them?
The first one here, that's my division. That's the 8th Armored Division. That's what that 8 is.
Okay.
That's what that means. You see a tank in there somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That means that's armored. That's armor.
All right.
That is the 8th Armored Division. They don't say the 58th Infantry, but I was in the 58th Infantry in that division.
Okay.
Okay? And you come on down right here. That's a good conduct medal. If you're good, you get that medal.
Well, there you go.
Then the next one over is American Theater of Operations. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
The next one over there, you see, that's a European Theater of Operations.
All right.
And if you look real close, you'll see 3 stars on it. You see those 3 bronze stars on
Yep.
there? Each one of those stars represents a major battle. A major battle takes in a lot of territory and time. And there was 3, I was in 3 of them.
Okay.
So the Battle of the Bulge or Ardennes, Rhineland, and Central Europe.
Okay.
I crossed the Rhine River on a pontoon bridge, blackout under artillery fire. So that's what that one is. This one over here is a Bronze Star. And if you see that one Bronze Star I showed you over there, you looked on the back of it, you saw what it represents, what it said. That's what that is.
Okay. Very cool.
And this, I missed one here, right here. Did you ever see that one?
Mm-hmm.
The rifle?
Yeah.
That's a combat infantryman's badge. That gives me $10 a month raise.
Oh, wow. Well,
But
good deal.
that's a combat infantryman's badge, and to get that badge, you have to have been under enemy small arms fire.
Okay.
That means a machine gun or a rifle. Okay?
Wow.
Then, of course, these are all that go with it down there. And then this is a sharpshooter's rifle badge.
Wow.
And over here, this is a driver's badge.
That's very cool. That's like really neat. Well, thank you for your service.
You're welcome.
Is there anything else you'd like to add that I maybe didn't get to, or that you'd just like to?
I remember, as I told you earlier, I'm a 3-man bazooka team.
Yeah.
A bazooka team, it's capable of eliminating a tank. You can't penetrate the armor. And I was a 57 millimeter anti-tank gunner. And that gun would not penetrate a German tank. And neither would the bazooka. But anyhow, you got to get it at the proper place, at the right time, you put it out of commission. And if you go down the courthouse lawn up here, I don't know if you've ever been through downtown, look on the front courthouse lawn on the court, facing Court Street, you will see 2 guns there. They are 57 millimeter anti-tank guns. I was gunner on one of them for 3 years.
Wow.
And the bazooka team, we made an attack on a village, and tank sitting up there in the barnyard had knocked out one of our tanks. Had the roadway blocked. You had to work your way around to get around that tank. Get in there and cross that tank and they start shelling you. The artillery coming in crazy. So when that shelling lit up, they said there was 3-man bazooka team. I was an ammunition barrier. And it said, go and eliminate that tank. So the bazooka gunner and the assistant gunner that helps him with the bazooka, he gets that German tank in the rear end, where there's not much armor, just a small wire mesh. But that's where you gotta go to put it out of commission. If you get it there, you can put it out of commission. Or if you hit the turret where the turret turns, if you can get around in that crack, you'll put it out of commission. That gun can't go nowhere then. But most of the time, I've seen where our American tank had got in battle with a German tank, and the artillery shells from that gunner was laying on the ground, just bounced off the tank. But the American tank is faster than the German tank. The American tank could outmaneuver him, so he gets close enough, he can drop a hand grenade down the hatch, and you put him out of commission.
Wow.
So that's that's the story on the bazooka. I forgot about it, about the bazooka
That's really
tank.
cool. That's very neat. You've done a lot. That's really...
I don't owe the federal government a dime. Anything I can get from them, I'll take it.
There you go. Yeah. Well, thank you again for your service. I don't think anyone can say that enough.
Well, that's some people. This is the first time I've ever done it too. So just let it out, so to speak, or whatever you want to call it. And I like I said, just remember